Big call up. Big call up. Payton Tolle getting the call. I'm very revved up about this one. I'm fired up about this one. Big news coming across the desk here tonight. I would have gone live earlier. We had the post-game show earlier today, but right after that, I was working on some other things. I had to go to the grocery store really quick. I just wasn't able to come on here, so I figured I would do it late here tonight. But better late than never. I'm excited about this one. Payton Tolle, one of the top pitching prospects in the game. This guy's had a meteoric rise in the minor leagues this past year. Getting drafted out of TCU last year. When they took him, I remember just looking at the scouting report, and the one thing that jumped off to me was, whoa, this dude is massive. This guy's 6'6". Holy cow. And he was showing some good stuff at TCU. And I'm like, the velo, it's a little low. That's interesting. But that was the one thing the Red Sox wanted to address this season here in the minor leagues. And what he's been able to do this season is phenomenal. I have not been excited about a pitching prospect like this in a while. I am very excited about this one. And not only is he just getting called up here to the Red Sox, he's getting called up to go against Paul Skenes. That's electric. That's pure cinema. That's amazing. I couldn't be more fired up about this one. So what we're going to do here tonight is I'm going to go over the scouting report for him, just in case you aren't too familiar with him. We'll take a look at the scouting report. We'll take a look at the stats, obviously. I'll take a look at some of the metrics that on good old Prospect Savant. For those of you that don't know about Prospect Savant, you got to go check that out. They got good stuff. So we'll take a look at more of the advanced metrics with him, what makes him so good. We'll just dive into Payton Tolle. This won't be a long episode tonight, more of a bonus episode, obviously. We did the post-game show earlier, but this is a big call-up. Man, what a year when it comes to the Red Sox calling up prospects. Obviously, Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, to start things off in the beginning of the year, Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, and now Payton Tolle. I mean, what a year for the Red Sox player development. You got to love it. Very excited about this one. If you can, for me, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button for me. If you are new, if you are just finding us for the first time, think about subscribing. We are trying to get to 5K by the end of the season. That is the goal here. Let's get to it here. Let's get to it. Mr. Payton Tolle. And not only am I just excited about Payton Tolle coming up to the Sox, but he looks like Ron Swanson. It's amazing. The mustache, it's amazing. I hope he keeps that forever. I mean, it's just amazing. I love this man. So let's take a look here. Taking a look, we got the first breaking news from Ken Rosenthal right around 6:40 this evening. Red Sox top pitching prospect Payton Tolle expected to make his MLB debut tomorrow night at Fenway Park against the Pirates. Paul Skenes, sources tell The Athletic. Tolle, a left-hander, was the team's second-round pick out of TCU last year. Meteoric rise in his first pro season. Again, what he's been able to accomplish this year, it's phenomenal. I mean, the guy started out at A-ball. The best example of this, I brought this up a little while back, was David Price. Back in 2008 with the Rays. Now, I'm not saying the Red Sox are going to make a run all the way to the World Series. I'm not saying Payton Tolle is going to close out the ALCS. But you think back to someone like David Price, who granted he was the number one pick back in the 2007 draft, so a little different there. But the rise is very similar because Price, he was just dominating every level of the minor leagues, and they had no choice but to call him up. If they had left him back down to the minors that year, it would have been ridiculous. So Payton Tolle, very similar here. Now, not like we need any other confirmation, but Ian Brown, he obviously made a story about it earlier. He's confirming it as well. So very excited about this one. Now, with Payton Tolle, the big thing that jumps off the page is the size, the stature, 6'6". He has a big old frame looking like a linebacker out there. Pretty smooth mechanics for the most part. He's got more of a lower release point which gives him this insane life on the fastball. You combine that big frame that he has, the athleticism that he has for his size, and that lower arm slot, he just gets this ride on the fastball. And in the minor leagues this year, it's just been just nothing but swing and miss when it comes to the fastball. He's going to give you some breaking stuff as well. Taking a look here, we'll pull up the scouting reports. And really quick, let's just take a look at the numbers. Overall this year, 20 games, 18 starts, ERA to 0.34, 133 strikeouts, over 91 and 2/3 innings pitched. And taking a look, in the top 100 prospects, Payton Tolle is number 28 in the top 100. That's on MLB Pipeline. On Baseball America, he is ranked a little lower. They still consider Marcelo Meyer a prospect at this point. That'll eventually change. I consider Payton Tolle to be the number one prospect in the system. I know they have Franklin Arias ahead of Tolle on Pipeline. For me, Payton Tolle, in my opinion, is the number one prospect in the Red Sox system. On Baseball America, taking a look here, I believe he's number 40. Just making sure here. He is number 40 on Baseball America. But also, that includes Marcelo Meyer in front of him as well. They still consider him a prospect. To me, I kind of don't consider Marcelo Meyer a prospect anymore. Now, with Payton Tolle, they give him a 55 grade. There's a whole lot to like here, ladies and gentlemen. Pulling up the Pipeline scouting report, they give him a 65 on the fastball. They give him a... So I think they need to update these a little bit. Personally, I think that slider, he's also added a cutter in here as well. So I'm not sure why Pipeline hasn't updated this. But he is going to come at you with a fastball. He's got a slider. He's got a cutter. That changeup is a 45 grade on here. I personally would give that a 50. It's looked a lot better this year. And the slider, that's been getting some good movement as well. I would personally put the slider at a 55. And he has been working in a bit of a curveball as well. But another good thing about Tolle is he throws a lot of strikes. Taking a look here when it comes to the strikeout to walk ratio. I mean, look at the strikeout to walk ratio. Are you kidding me? 13 strikeouts per 9. 2.2 walks per 9. Home run per 9. I mean, what a ratio that is. I mean, unbelievable. 13 strikeouts per 9, 2 walks per 9. That's insanely good. So, very excited about that. Now, going back, let me pull up the Baseball America scouting report. They don't have it on the top 100 page for some reason, but they have it here on the Red Sox page. They give him a 55 on the slider. They give him a 55 on the fastball, 55 on the slider. I don't know why he's only getting a 55 here. I agree with Pipeline. I think he has a 65 on the fastball. It's got good velo. The stuff is insane on it. We'll take a look at the stuff numbers here in just a second. So I think Baseball America, they are going a little too low for my liking here. I would go 65 personally. I think 55 on the slider is good because it is getting pretty solid movement for the most part. It is getting swing and miss. The changeup, my guess is they go very low on the changeup. Lower than Pipeline, probably because it just hasn't been a consistent pitch for him this year. Probably he just needs to command it a little bit better. But it is a pitch that has gotten some decent results. And they give him a 50 on the control. I would go 55 on the control. So Baseball America, Pipeline, they kind of defer a little bit when it comes to the grades. For me personally, I'm going 65 on the fastball, 55 on the slider. I think 45 on the changeup, 45 or a 50. I think you could go with one of those. And the cutter has also looked very good with him this year. I would go 50 on the cutter. I'm not sure. 55 is might be stretching it a little bit, but has been good. And the curveball, I'd probably say 45. It's not really a pitch he throws too much. But Payton Tolle, very excited about that. Now, let's take a look here. Prospect Savant. If you're not familiar with Prospect Savant, well, you need to hop on the bandwagon. They got some good stuff over here. I mean, it's basically StatCast, Baseball Savant, but they do it with prospects down at the AAA level. So a lot of Reds jumping off here with Tolle. As you can see here, when it comes to the swing and miss. Getting very good whiff this year. He's in the 73rd percentile. Not a whole lot of zone contact. He's getting a lot of swinging strikes. So that is a big thing that organizations look for. Most, I would imagine, pretty much all organizations are looking for that. But that is something the Red Sox really value. They value swing and miss, especially in the zone. If you're throwing strikes and they're not able to make a bunch of contact, well, that's a good thing for the Red Sox. They want swing and miss, and they want that velo, which obviously is something that he was in the low 90s when they drafted him. He was like 91, 92, and now he's pumping it up, 98, 99. He's getting it up there. So he's in the 95th percentile when it comes to the walks, 74th percentile when it comes to the strikeouts, 91st percentile when it comes to the hard hit percentage. Exit velo in AAA so far, the exit velo against him on average is 83 miles an hour. That's incredibly low. Now, the one score I want you to pay attention to here is the PS score, right? That's the prospect Savant score. So if we were to take a look, they have their own definition of it down here. And they are still improving the site. They're going to be adding the Stuff Plus scores for the leaderboards here soon. But the prospect Savant score, it's a percentile stat that tries to evaluate prospect value. It weighs results, batted ball stats, and plate discipline for hitters, multiplied by their age percentile. So younger is better. So Payton Tolle, when you look at the results that he's had, the batted ball data against him, he's in the 99th percentile. That's pretty good company right there. Now, what we also have here on Prospect Savant, they give you an arsenal breakdown. So, like I've already mentioned, he's got the fastball, cutter, slider, changeup, and the curve. Four-seamer, 49.5% of the time. Let's just say 50% of the time. Cutter, he's throwing it right around 20% of the time. Sliders at 15%. He mixes in the changeup and the curve, both 7 to 8%. So he's going to be coming at you with the fastballs, very heavy on those, and then he's going to be mixing in the cutter and the slider. So I want to look here at the Prospect Savant Stuff Plus when it comes to his fastball. They have it at a 112. So just for comparison's sake, league average right now, Stuff Plus on the fastball on Fangraphs is a 96. Tolle has a 112. Now, let's go take a look at some of the top guys. The highest Stuff Plus on the fastball this year comes from Hunter Brown and Tarek Skubal, both of the 114. The next guy is Ryan Pepio with a 111, Garrett Crochet at a 110. You got Peralta, Zach Wheeler, Joe Ryan, Robbie Ray. You get the picture here. A lot of good pictures at the top. Have very good stuff on the fastball. Payton Tolle, down in AAA, has a 112. Now, in case you don't know what Stuff Plus is, I pulled up the definition here so we can read it together here on Fangraphs. Stuff Plus looks only at the physical characteristics of a pitch. Important features include, but are not limited to, release point, velocity, vertical and horizontal movement, and spin rate. So basically what the pitch is doing, when you tie that all together, put a bow on top, that's Stuff Plus. Basically what the pitch, what the velo is, and what the movement on the pitch is. So the fact that he is in the same company, again, there is going to be a little bit of differentiation because, it's not a big sample size down in AAA, but again, this is just physical characteristics. This isn't like results kind of stuff. This is just what the pitch is doing. Hunter Brown, Tarek Skubal are at a 114. Crochet's at a 110. Tolle's at a 112 right now. So just to give you an idea of what that fastball is like. Very good. He's also, when it comes to the breaking stuff, the slider and the cutter, pretty solid here as well. A 108 on the cutter. I mean, that's not going to be as high compared to the other major league guys out there, but in a pretty solid spot. Slider at a 106, pretty solid. Changeup, 115, pretty solid. So curveball, 114. So he's got good stuff here, right? I think for him, it's more so as he gets more experience, it's going to be a matter of just getting just more command over those pitches, throwing them for strikes a bit more consistently, getting more swinging strikes overall on the secondaries. I think with Tolle, yes, the fastball is the real deal here. It's the bread and butter, but the secondaries over time, I believe, are only just going to get better, right? So that's an idea for you with what you're looking at when it comes to the stuff of Payton Tolle. Very excited about this. This, I think, needed to happen, to be honest with you. I mean, we just talked about it in the post-game show. We were told that Dustin May, he's going to be starting on Saturday. So you're thinking, okay, well, you got Kyle Harrison there, where I still think Harrison probably needs to work on a couple of things, but he just threw right around 40 pitches on Tuesday. Not a lot, right? You could treat that as a, like a bullpen session, but still, he made the start. So you're thinking, all right, well, it's only been 3 days. Are the Red Sox really going to have him go on 3 days rest? I mean, even though it wasn't a lot of pitches, it's still 3 days back on the mound. But then Payton Tolle, he's kind of just taking his normal turn pretty much. So then I was thinking to myself, okay, if it's not Harrison, not Tolle, well, you could go bullpen game. Obviously Richard Fitz, that's not happening anymore. I mean, that's the whole reason for pretty much all of this right now. I mean, who knows if he was still healthy, if this still would have come into play. I don't know. But especially with him on the IL now, there's no reason not to do this. I thought, okay, they could have gone with a bullpen game. They just did it the other day with Fitz pretty much. So, but to me, when you're going up against Paul Skenes, at the end of the day, you're trying to win games here. So, like with the Pirates, the bats have not been good, right? They traded away David Bednar, so you don't have to worry about him at the back end of the bullpen. So yeah, even if you get shut out from Skenes for 8 innings, you still have a shot to win the game because, especially if you can match up pretty well. And I think for Tolle here, I mean, obviously no one's seen him. The Pirates haven't been able to hit. Why not? I mean, I'd rather do that and see, if you can get a good amount of innings out of him instead of having to, try and go through a ton of your bullpen. I think this makes the most sense. Again, Harrison, but he just pitched. So this to me was a no-brainer. I was just saying it earlier. This is what I want to see, not just from an entertainment point of view, but just I think logically it made the most sense. And why not? He's looked good. The only time he's looked bad at AAA was that first inning. After that first inning, when he gave up a home run and then a grand slam and then a home run, he was completely fine after that. He was dominating after that. That was his welcome to AAA party. And then he just completely settled in. And he struck out 9 over 5 innings in his last outing. He's been great. To me, this is the right move. I'm very excited about this. And all of a sudden, you got yourself quite an intriguing matchup. One of the top pitching prospects in the game going up against arguably, I don't know. I don't know if you put him at the number 1 pitcher in the game right now. I think you could say probably Tarik Skubal in there. But, I mean, when you look at the numbers with Paul Skenes, you could say arguably he is the top pitcher in the game. ERA right near a 2. This, to me, I think is awesome. I love it. Tolle, Skenes, what a matchup. We need to start getting these electric matchups back on the front news page of the newspaper. Oh, man, remember Pedro Clemens when you saw that? I mean, obviously it's Payton Tolle here. He's a rookie. I get that. But still, it's exciting. And I think it's good for baseball in the end. I think it's good to have these kind of matchups. And Payton Tolle making his debut at Fenway Park against Paul Skenes. What more could you want right there? That's cinema. That's box office right there. I'm excited for it. Everyone, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Again, just want to do a bit of just a shorter bonus episode here just to talk about the call up. We'll be back here tomorrow night to talk about everything from his debut. Obviously, the game tomorrow night. We'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow. So everybody, go get yourself some rest. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. It's almost midnight here on the East Coast. Try and get some sleep. Thank God it's Friday tomorrow. Everybody, we'll see you tomorrow night.